economic prosperity with social justice now offers neither. At the same time, Labour has sold its soul and lost its way. 100 years ago this year, we had a radical Liberal government which delivered the state pension, following a campaign which I'm proud to say started just off the Walworth Road in my constituency. Liberals led that coalition of the progressives in the first part of the 20th century. However, with the rise of the trade unions and women voters, Labour captured this representation, and with it seized the leadership of the left. Of course, equality and injustice still exist, but the social and economic landscape are now fundamentally different. The age of mass trade union membership, the age of families of lifelong voters in the same direction, and localised communication is over. We now operate in an open market for political ideas. A socialist party born out of trade unions has no continuing place. And after 11 years in which public spending has doubled, we're less socially mobile, there are still pensioners and children struggling in poverty, and the runaway rich are sprinting out of control. The justification for the Labour Party in 1908 no longer applies in 2008. And I think this gives Liberal Democrats a fantastic opportunity. At the start of the 20th century, the start of the 21st century, a progressive Liberal agenda is far more authentic and far more relevant than any Labour one. And I hope we seize that opportunity. There is no reason why we couldn't become the progressive alternative to the Tories. And on the other side, we are, but in government. I want us to be the alternative in government, not just there, but in government. On the other side, we face a resprayed Conservative Party. Mr. Cameron has undoubtedly improved their fortunes. My original note said, brackets not difficult, close brackets. But conference is based on a deceit. Over the summer, Mr. Cameron had the temerity to suggest that our leader was a political joke. Conference, that wasn't an insult to Nick, that was an insult to all of us and to many millions of other people. We're the third largest party in British politics. We have a long and proud history of great government and great campaigning. We have our largest number of MPs in 80 years, and under Nick's leadership we will keep expanding. We exercise decisive influence on British politics. Mr. Cameron, I'll tell you what's a joke, I'll tell you what's funny. A man who claims to be progressive, but saves his political future and that of his party by offering one big tax cut for the better off. A man who pops up in the North Pole driving a husky and claims to have gone green. A man who cycles to work for the cameras and has the chauffeur driving along with the papers behind. And I'll tell you what's not funny. A party which says it's compassionate, says it's progressive, but within the last year has lost one MP for misuse of public funds, one MP to UKIP, and the parliamentary candidate in Watford to a criminal conviction for harassment. That's not funny. And so, conference, let me tell you this. Mr. Cameron, you're not a salesman, you are a con man. The Conservative Party... I'm glad you thought that was rather good, so I say it again. Mr. Cameron, you're not a salesman, you're a... In fact, it gets better with the telling. You're not a salesman, you're a con man. The Conservative party, which is striving so hard to paint itself as fresh and different, remains the same vehicle. Make no mistake, he's a social conservative, and his claim to the progressive mantle of British politics is as cynical as it's laughable. And our job is to ensure the British public is not deceived by Mr. Cameron. Nick is up for this, I'm up for this, and Liberal Democrats, I know, we are all up for this. I just want to say a last, more personal word, but I think which might reflect something of the things that bind us here. Over the last 4 years, I've been humbled by huge support and love and kindness by many of you, and I thank you for so many good times. And 4 years ago, members of my family were sitting in those seats as I became party president, my good mother among them. Last year, I had to dash from the platform at conference to Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham, where she was fighting for her life. On that day, a combination of fantastic NHS care and, bluntly, the miraculous pulled her through. Sadly, in November she died. But from conference, when we were by the bedside in Birmingham, we heard a round of applause in solidarity for our family, my younger brother, who's been one of our counsellors, and for me. That warmth of gesture showed to me that we're more than just a group of people who carry the same card in our handbags or our wallets. We're more than just a group of people with personal ambitions. We have a collective vision, and we have a collective hope. And our vision is far bigger than the aspiration of any one of us as individuals. And our hope is to honour our mothers and fathers by building in this country a fairer, more compassionate, and more prosperous future. That's why we are Liberal Democrats, and that's why we don't just deserve to succeed, we will succeed. Don't ever give up on that cause. It's the most wonderful thing you can do. Thank you very much.